What is up there, Workforce? Chris here with WorkToGame. You finished up A Realm Reborn 2.0, and we have moved into Heavensward. You have made it to the content that is going to take you from 50 to 60. Your MSQ has gone through a ton of level 50 stuff. You've gone and had a chance to try out some of those dungeons, and you are ready to move into everything that Heavensward has to offer. Now, Heavensward is going to be a sprint from level 50 to 60, at which point we will be ready to talk about moving into Stormblood. So I'm just going to kind of run through a couple of things you want to make sure that you're aware of, that you have unlocked at this point. And so we're going to pick up right where we left off in the last guide. And so as of Heavensward, you have unlocked the ability to go get your Astro Quest. So to unlock your Astrologian, your Dark Knight, and your Machinist. So that is a DPS, a healer, and a tank, and the collectible system. Now the collectible system here is actually a super cool kind of, I can accept this. And so the collectible system is a really neat way to expand on your crafting and gathering. And so if I jump onto my miner here, you'll actually see that I have kind of the ability to go into my actions here, and there is different things down here dealing with collectors and whether or not you're turning on kind of the ability to collect things. It takes up a lot more inventory space, and it basically gives each item a score instead of high quality, low quality, and then you can turn them in if that score is high enough. Now at 51, you're going to be unlocking your first Heavensward Dungeon, and so at level 51, we can go ahead and jump down into Heavensward, and we have a Dusk Vigil. So you'll unlock this for all the Nights to Come side quest, and then you have the ability to start talking about Aether Currents. Now, Aether Currents are how you unlock flying, and so when you go into a zone, you may notice that as you kind of click into these different zones, you can actually see these little wings. And so these wings here say whether or not you have flying unlocked in that area. But you can't really fly at 51 because the some of the Aether Currents are things you find out in the world. All those coordinates I'm sure are out there, but you also get story quests that will actually kind of make sure that you finish the zone before you can really fly there. And so you want to make sure that you kind of grab those as you go. That's definitely kind of important. And here we go. And if we open up the travel tab, we go to Aether Currents, you can see that they have two different things here that show whether or not they're done from being found or if they're done from quests. And so you can see that there's different ones here, and you attune to each zone, and it eventually says attunement complete. If you have a nice friend, then maybe they can fly you around to them. You get there a lot faster. And then there's a nice little kind of process through attuning. There's a actual item that you use, like there's a skill that you use that is like a little compass that tells you how close you are to the next one. So that's how we find them the first time. Okay, so what you're looking for is actually in your key items, and it's called an Aether Compass. And so you use that, and it will tell you that there's nearby Aether Currents that you don't have and how far they are. And so that is actually the best way to find them, especially as we talk about going into a new expansion where the coordinates may or may not be available when you're looking for them. Now at 52, we have the Sightseeing Log expansion. This kind of just gives you more sightseeing. This should be expanded with every single, I assume this will be expanded with every single expansion forever and ever. And then you actually have the ability to unlock flight. It's through, I believe I can fly, and this unlocks the ability for your Chocobo to fly, which is nice. It's nice when that, you should do that. And so at 53, we do have the ability to start doing rank 1 hunts, and then we unlock yet another dungeon. I'm sure you guys catch a theme that when we are leveling, we have lots and lots of dungeons to unlock. And so as we kind of move down here, you'll see that we're getting a dungeon at 53, 55, 57, 59, and then we'll be in all of our endgame dungeons. And so at 53, we'll be doing that, and then we jump over to trials, and we'll be unlocking those as well. And you'll see that we have Thok est Thok, the Limitless Blue, and then we'll be moving into the level 60 endgame trials for this expansion. So you see that the amount of content per expansion is heavily geared towards endgame. There's also the Vath quests. So if you haven't gone and done them, you should. And then Mughal Quests. Mughal Quests are something that take forever to unlock. I have not done them. I have not unlocked mine yet. I've started down that kind of, I haven't finished my Mughal delivery stuff from earlier, and I haven't finished my actual Mughal quests. Because they're both just incredibly long quest lines, and they're important. You should do them, but I haven't. And then we unlock rank 2 quests at hunts at 56, Meanwhile, you've been unlocking different zones, and you've been unlocking the ability to chase those Aether Currents. You do get a wind-up Sid as part of the main story at 57, and then you'll be getting the Vanu quests, which I have started those. I don't think I've capped those either. So this is a great reminder for even people who've been playing the game for a long time. You probably don't have every single thing done from every single expansion. 59 is where we get our rank 3 hunts. So this should tell you that all of this is highly soloable later on. And then you unlock, at this point, you've pushed through the rest of the dungeons, you've pushed through the ability to get Aethers, and you are level 60. And so level 60, you get to talk about more Hildebrand quests. You get to talk about going into the Aquapolis as part of maps. Maps have become a very interesting thing now. You also have the ability to get Wondrous Tales. Now, Wondrous Tales is basically like a little like bingo book, and it should be right here. And when you open it up, Chloe here will give you one, and it's basically a little bingo card, and you complete different things throughout the week, and you get various rewards. So that can be really helpful. That's also where you get custom deliveries. And so at this point, you are going to be spending lots and lots of time in Shire. And so Shire here is your level 60 kind of hub, where you'll spend a bunch of time there. Between there and Foundation, you'll spend most of your time jumping between them this expansion. And so, you know, I think it's really important to kind of go back and do these things if you're looking to kind of level up alternate classes. The custom deliveries is a great way to level up when you talk about turning in the different collectibles and stuff like that. And then Wondrous Tales is a great way to get minions you don't have. If you're already doing the stuff, a lot of times it just asks you to like, hey, you know, go run this dungeon. You're like, I don't mind. That's not hard at all. And so that's just a really great way to kind of pick up bonus stuff for doing nothing. As you see, like, it's easy to get lazy about and forget. And so let's go ahead and show you if your book has expired and you've forgotten how to do this, just as a reminder for where Chloe is. Now that we're here, you should be able to go run around. I should have gone up the previous stairs, but this is fine. And you can jump up here, and there is Chloe. And so if you go up, talk to her, she'll say, hey, I want to receive a new journal. That's fine. And now I got a blank one. And if I go back to my inventory and I open this up, what it would like me to do is it would like me to go in and complete this kind of bingo card. Second chances are a chance to re-roll them. And then this week they're giving me, you know, some gil and all this stuff, depending on how many kind of lines I get. So kind of like a Connect 4 type thing. And so now we talk about collectibles. And so Zoe's custom deliveries is the first of kind of many of these things. And so you can see that Zoe is over here. Going and getting involved in that is a great way to get a lot of experience kind of once a week. And then you just move through 60 content. So you just move through all the different Alexanders. You did all the binding coils at level 50. Do all the different dungeons, the different trials, anything you're willing to get your hands on. You should try as much of it as you can. Especially if you're somebody that plays these games for dungeon content. So hopefully this helps you kind of play the game a little more optimally and enjoy it. My name is Chris with WorkToGame. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.
Do you guys remember Clyde the Couch Bear from the early videos when I was shooting in my living room and the couch was right behind me? Just wanted to do a quick update on his life. He has been way promoted. He's now guest bedroom bear. Doesn't flow as well, but definitely feels like he's got his own sweet gigs now that we have 2 beds in our house.